There. Blessed be, sisters and brothers. This is the Budapest for the December countdown here. No, we are not expecting to die at the end of this month. No, all these Armageddon freaky stories are not true. The Mayans just ran out of stone, maybe. But do not fear anything. Release fear from your mind. Don't live your life in fear. Okay. This month we have lots of holidays, and I had to refer myself to my book Grandmother of Time, which I have written, which I have written a while ago, and it's still distributed by Harper, a pretty good publisher, and they created very attractive books for me. So the first one is actually December 3rd, and this is the Feast of Bornadea, very much connected with women. And the women had a strange custom. They removed even male animals from the places of worship where Bornadea was worshipped. Bornadea belongs to us all, but not all the time. And this was one time, and she belonged to the women only, the good goddess. So, Pallas Athena, December 4th, celebrated. She is the goddess of wisdom and the scientist and the inventor of everything good and useful in our lives, even electricity. She has excelled at weaving, at creating the thread, which was a very advanced technology back in the Ice Age when we didn't have any clothes yet, and we wore animal skins. Anyway, so much I do love Athena, and she is an African goddess who had been sort of made Greek looking and then later Roman looking, but she was actually a black woman. And then Sinterklaas comes on the 5th, which is Santa Claus. Europeans celebrate Santa Claus separate from Christmas. It's not the same holiday. And Sinterklaas was a drunk elf, and the ho-ho-ho comes from being drunk. And when I was in Holland, I saw bars, bars named after Sinterklaas. Now, he brings small gifts, but if you've been bad, you get coal in your stocking. So then we have December 8th, which is the Immaculate Conception of the Blessed Virgin Mary, another European holiday. Originally, she was the white goddess, then later she became the Virgin Mary. Virgin Mary inherited all the pagan goddesses' attributes, symbols, just not the story. The story was rewritten, but the pagan goddess remained. And if you go into any church where Mary has a statue, all the candles are burning in front of her, all the women go there immediately to pray for miracles and healings. So that's on the 8th. And then I have to follow my own book. I can't keep all this in my head. That's why I write things down. December 9 is great because that's the Feast of Tonantzin. Tonantzin is the early Lady of Guadalupe. She was wild. She had her shrines, and she defined herself for, I'm the mother of all of you who dwell in this land, North and South America. Tonantzin is the goddess for our continent. December 13th is St. Lucy's Day, which is the Swedish goddess of the sun, who becomes now more visible, and at dawn, when she rises, the young women and the wives all go to the streets who represent her in white for purity and light, and dispense schnapps and cookies. This even happens on airplanes if you happen to go somewhere on that day. And here in my small American town, we have on the 12th a big Mexican holiday where they celebrate the Lady of Guadalupe with a big feast. And we have all donated money to it all throughout the year. And Elvira, who is the high priestess, just a regular lady who works at Costco, but after work she comes and takes care of the shrine, and everybody knows who she is. And I don't know how she organizes it, but there'll be food and drinks, and it'd be worth going there. Um, on the 17th, we have the celebration of Saturnalia, and this goes on a long time. Saturnalia was a time when we tried to recreate the golden age where there were no slaves and no masters. There was equality. In the golden age, what made it golden, that there was equality of the sexes, equality of classes, there was no one slave and no one master. Then on the 21st, we have winter solstice, sun enters Capricorn. Um, Winter solstice is a very auspicious day. That's the date I started the Susan B. Anthony cover #1, and actually, it was more than that. I started the movement for the reclaiming of the goddess culture and the goddess customs, and I initiated it on winter solstice. It was a very, very important first Sabbath. Miracles happened there too. One of our ladies who attended went into trance and rhymed for 4 hours, which is something like I've never seen before. And other women who never had any exposure to goddess culture were like a little bit scared what's going on. So I had my hands full trying to protect one from the other. And then at the end, a little rain came, which was very, very light, and an owl hooted in a palm tree. I wrote all about this in the Grandmother of Time book that I just used to read you to. And all of this, of course, preceded Christmas that we have today, but originally Christmas was in July, and then they thought, oh dear, the people are not celebrating the new religion, they are still reverting back to Saturnalia. Let's put Christmas on Saturnalia so we can say, oh yeah, they are celebrating the new God now, and not the old one. Well, that did work, but they took away the processions, the freedoms, the equality, the drinking publicly. A lot of things got restricted by the new Christians. They never really succeeded to take away the pagan holidays, but they could steal them, and they have. They stole most of it, including the incense with which we honor the spirit. So this December, be kind to each other, love each other, give presents of kisses, give presents of good times, build memories, take pictures, and think about the great goddess who is born in many cultures, in many different ways, the sun and the moon, but the sun especially because she goes away for a while. The moon is constant. The moon is up as usual all the time. It's the sun that appears to be going away and coming back. And of course, Juvenalia is on the 25th, which is celebrated in this country when you open presents. And that is actually right on the nose there, because that was celebrating the children. And the Juvenalia is when you get your big presents and open the presents, and that's opening the new year and opening for yourself the new faith. And that's what I am saying here. Blessed be well, and every time you make a choice, you are goddess. Blessed be.